You ask, I deliver. This is Diddy's Revolt Summit that took place over the weekend where they discussed the black agenda, which, I mean, come on, don't make me laugh, President Trump and the like. So, on stage, we have Tamika Mallory, a noted anti-Semite who also caused the crash of the Women's March by being super anti-Semitic. Karina Pearson, who worked in the Trump administration. Killer Mike, who is Bernie Sanders', biggest, blackest attack dog. T.I., whose last good album was Paper Trail, and after that is really falls off. Candace Owens, who, if you are familiar with my channel, she phony as hell. She say real shit, but she phony as hell. Some clearly alphabet dude, man. Wow, how high are those shorts, my guy? And another guy who I don't know. But either ways, I was asked to check out the a confrontation, a back and forth between T.I. and Candace Owens. I, for one, this entire summit is pointless. It's just people running their mouth and talking back and forth. If you've been paying attention to the content on this channel, now we're beyond that. We in the streets. We trying to get people elected. We're trying to push a way. We're trying to actually change things at a legislative and policy level. They're just up there running their mouths. So yeah, it is what it is. But they come from the stance of, well, President Trump is obviously racist, and it's like, well, you guys keep saying it, but he ain't showing it, and I'm not saying it. And so this is just a woke off. These are all the woke folk getting together and chopping it up with a couple of folks who aren't woke but still play into that dynamic. So let's just get it on, man.
Hey, listen, I appreciate all of the different tax breaks and the opportunity zone benefit, but
it's called a crooked clock is right twice a day.
You're right. I get that, but what we must understand.
Okay, hey, she cut my man off. You're like, oh, a crooked clock is right. See, that's the thing. They come from this position of, well, President Trump is just so racist and he wants to destroy the country. And oh my goodness, how, they are coming from the same TDS that all mainstream media has had over the past 3 years. It's disgusting and it's tiring, and that's why I didn't want to watch this at all. I mean, Diddy is an alphabet person, in case you didn't know, and so thusly he wants to push the alphabet agenda as opposed to what could actually help descendants. Because when you sit there and say black, right, it's so vast, it's so wide that you shouldn't even bother with it. You really shouldn't. I am far more into, hey, where your people from? What's your bloodline? What's your ethnicity? As opposed to, what part of the Crayola crew that you're with. I mean, but that's my opinion. You may feel differently.
When we're talking about opportunity zone, and we're giving the credit to the person who pushed that legislation forward, which it started with Tim Scott, a black man who happens to be a Republican out of South Carolina. That's who wrote the legislation and presented it. However, the present president, if you can call him that, he did allow it to go through. But
if you can call him that, bruh. Oh my God, the president, if you can call him that.
In order to benefit from opportunity zones, you have to have capital gains taxes. It ain't many black people in these opportunity zones that have capital gains.
And let's discuss that. I'm from Jersey, right? But my father's family is from South Carolina. And we would go down every year to go visit my grandfather and see my peoples and everything else like that. And I am one of the few black men on this country, in this world, that can say my grandfather had a vineyard. That's right. My grandfather had tons of grapes. And I'm telling you, he had those, they were like shelled grapes. Like you had to pop them open. And it was so good, guys. So a shelled grape and a glass bottle of, what's the name of that soda? A Red Rock soda. That is my childhood. That is my summer. Oh my goodness, so good. But the deal is that we had this vineyard back there, and my grandfather passed in the 90s. And instead of taking that vineyard and, you know, fermenting the grapes and creating wine and doing all these other things, the house recently burnt down and no one took any type of, initiative towards maintaining the property and building a business off of, you know, the land, off of the natural resources. Had that been the case, we could be a household name by now. But that's not the foresight that anyone had. And you can't blame the government on that. You can't blame, you can't sit there and put your choices onto the next person, you know, or onto some type of system or anything else like that. Your choices are yours to make and yours alone. And there are just endless when it comes to the descendants of this country. The wasted potential is astronomical.
Access to be able to reap the benefits of these things. Therefore, it will be billionaire corporations, other people who ain't from these communities coming in here building shit that we don't need, doing shit that don't help us. But
that's the thing. The things that you guys do build, because I'm not going to sit here and pretend like, oh yeah, T.I. don't donate money to charities, but we've had that conversation about charities before. They are there merely to spin the wheels. They're not there to genuinely fix anything. So, but I have no doubt that you, like, you know, donate your cash to charities, but they said, oh yeah, I'm rich at the beginning of the video. He's like, oh, I'm rich. Then go and, you know, take get into those opportunity zones yourself. You do have the capital.
They do that so they can shelter their taxes. Now, I've been investing in opportunity zones all my motherfucking life. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be damned if anybody gonna benefit from it and it ain't gonna be me. So, but I actually know the need of the community. You have these systems in place, but the people who have the most ability to take advantage and who are readily able to take advantage are the people who have absolutely no genuine interest to do anything to support.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, I mean, it's gentrification. I mean, the policies and the legislation, that's why I don't take these types of folks seriously, because it's the policies and the legislation. It is the, no man in the house rule, the drug war, all these other different bits that no one addresses. As long as you don't address those, as long as you don't address the family courts, as long as you don't address that 90s crime bill that instituted the child support system, was like, they rarely speak of that. Why? Because it goes against their narrative. Trust me, they are here pushing their own agendas and their own narratives. This isn't about actually fixing anything.
Boy, this community that they're coming into, there's no real tangible investment. They're just doing it to shelter their tax dollars.
So thank you, Tip. Well, hold on, Katrina. I want Candace to talk about your first point, and then Katrina, you respond to the second point.
All right, so to tackle the white supremacy thing, your question was a fallacy because you said you insinuated that he has not denounced white supremacy.
He hasn't.
Somebody please, go to his.
Okay, she's right. He has multiple times, several times. And that's the problem. Oh my God. T.I., you're a moron. He has. I've watched President Trump sit there and say, no white supremacy, all that bullshit, gots to go, and it has no place in this country. He has. And this is why you make it so damn easy for people like Candace Owens to get over. Because you're sitting there just, he hasn't done this, he hasn't done that, and you're the one looking ignorant, T.I. I mean, Jesus.
Twitter feed right now. Go back to the shootings.
KKK.
He said, no, because we gotta tell the truth. I do not stop. You're cutting me off, right? There we go. Now we're even.
What he said was that.
So listen.
What he said was that there was good.
No. Let me finish. Stop.
Oh wow, and that Tamika Mallory chick is opening her mouth too. Oh, the lady, you've been very, very anti-Semitic, and that's the thing. Fall back, because no group should be just completely crapped on. Alright? So Tamika Mallory, you check your nonsense. But when it came to the both sides thing, he's president. He doesn't get to decide who his supporters are. He doesn't get to decide what his supporters do. He doesn't get to decide what gets carried out in his name. I mean, all he can do is denounce, which he has. But the fact that you're sitting there just like, no he hasn't, I haven't seen. Like, what are you talking about? Because it's literally all over the place. But that's the thing, when you live in your bubble, you don't want anything penetrating that bubble that can burst it.
That's because you guys are so hung up on Charlottesville and nobody heard the entire clip. I want to talk about why we get manipulated. I'm being serious, guys. I'm not even trying to make this like a contentious moment, because this is literally why Black America loses right here. Because we allow people with cameras to go hear a whole speech, like they do this to me all the time. They take out a couple of sentences you said and they create a whole new headline, and people that were not there get incensed and get emotional and don't actually go back to hear what was actually said in full context. They do.
She's right. I mean, she's, damn it. Because she's coasting. She gets the coast off of having this level of oppositional thought, where they're just like, no, like it is literally like playing against toddlers with the way, like, instead of being adults and understanding that, hey, yeah, it is what it is. He has, like, the president has denounced these things. This is something that you can move on from. They're just like, no, we don't want to move on, and that makes her, Candace Owens, look right and look smart. And that's and when it comes to the media, we've been talking about this entire channel, guys. That's what they do. And so, points again to Candace.
To me all the time. I know they do it to Trump. He has denounced white supremacy so many times. It's something north, somebody counted, of 24 times, and it's on his Twitter feed. So if you want to fact check me, go back to a couple of weeks ago when the shootings happened. He said, America is no place for white nationalism and white supremacy, and it's an issue that has to be tackled. I'm paraphrasing, you can go find it.
Although he calls himself a nationalist. He calls himself a nationalist.
See, you know what? Thanks, OJ. Thank you for bringing this one to me, because it just it just proves my point when it comes to the the feminine, because it's really the females that are just, particularly Tamika Mallory in this instance, because black woman, we could definitely go at each other. Yo, this is like, oh, I don't get it. I don't understand. I'm not getting it. I don't understand. All right, cool. Then go make a baby and sit your ass in the kitchen. Plain and simple. But when it's this clear and this evident, and you got people who still want to be like, oh no, that's not what I'm saying. Oh, but he calls himself a nationalist. Yeah, he calls himself a nationalist, and I'm damn near there too, because this is my country. This is our home country. He didn't call himself a white nationalist. He called himself a nationalist. And what she's trying to do, and what a lot of people have done in these instances, is that they convolute words. So in her mind, and in a lot of people's mind, and I did this video on my other channel, The Official Elected Official, the MAGA hat and the KKK hood are not the same thing. They're not close. They're two completely different products. But you have so many people who have made that connection in their mind, that have tied those things together in their mind, that, oh, well, if he says he's a nationalist, then that's just another term for Klansman. He's 2 seconds from building the Aryan nation.
Stop. You can fact check me. I'm either lying to your face. You can go on Twitter right now. You can do it live.
So which one do you want us to believe? The first thing he says, or what he says after the media comes after him?
No, I'm talking about
because the first thing he said was that
you're asking a different question than T.I. did. T.I. said, how can you work with an administration that has never denounced white supremacy? You're talking about Charlottesville?
I'm talking about talking points that come out later. But what he starts with is racism. That's what comes out.
No, he doesn't. You don't. So Tamika Mallory is just awful. You see, y'all use the big names like the Candace and the T.I.s to draw me in, but no. So this chick is just an awful human being that doesn't deserve that mic or deserve to have a platform at all. Yeah. All right. Cool.
His mouth when he starts.
See? And let me tell you something. And let me tell you why the black vote is.
And then T.I. comes in. Oh my God, this is so damn frustrating, because then T.I. comes in, and we could talk about all the mass shootings with the white supremacy. We could talk about the mass shootings in the hood. Come on, man, stop it. Anybody getting shot sucks. Like, anybody that's a victim of a mass shooting shouldn't be a victim of a mass shooting. Color really don't matter. The color of the shooter don't matter as well. Nuts is nuts. Crazy is crazy. But they want to say that, like, it's like, let's go. Let's continue.
The easiest for Democrats to keep for the last 60 years. All they have to do to get our vote, let me tell you something. If people know what you fear, you are the easiest person to control. The Democrats have figured out that Black America is emotionally responsive to the word racism. She says racism, you jump up and you start cheering. You haven't even listened to what I've said to rebut it, okay?
Cheer. But wait.
She's not wrong. Candace Owens isn't wrong. It's how you can see that wrapped up like in it's not just it's not just racism, but this victim mentality that everything that goes wrong in my life is because of some type of racism, or the single father thing is some type of racism and everything else like that. And to an extent, there's a kernel of truth in it. But what's happened, particularly since the 50s and 60s, is that it's evolved. It's evolved to encompass it's a socio-economic issue. It is far more than it is one of race. But they refuse to get past that. So boom, it's just, he's a racist. He's a racist. He's a racist. He's a racist.
100%. The biggest issue. Let me finish. The biggest issue facing Black America is not white supremacy. When Trump said there were good people on both sides, he was talking about the fact that some people that were in the Charlottesville rally, and he could have paraphrased that better, he could have said something better, literally came there because they don't believe that statues should be torn down, okay? Other people came there because they were upset that amongst the people that came there to watch the statue be torn down were also white nationalists. So what he meant was there were some people that were just there using their First Amendment right.
So basically, and I'm gonna nutshell that, because she's not wrong. Once again, she's not wrong. But yeah, individuals are individuals. As a human being, as a person, you have complete control over what it is you do, the situations you put yourself in, what you think, what you believe, and everything else like that. Now, you may not feel like you have that control because, society's a thing, and everyone's, you may have guardians, or you may, have a spouse. You may have somebody who is over you, but ultimately, you have choices. There's always choices, no matter what. Even the unthinkable ones should be thought of. And so, to sit here and still be on this Charlottesville thing, all this time later, still be on a Charlottesville thing, when, there's so much going on in the world right now that all the hoaxes and everything else like that, it's ridiculous. It really is.
There were some people that were there to respond to the white nationalists, and a big mess happened. I'm not trying to defend him or relitigate his situation. I'm saying that being hung up on that is allowing you to not look at an administration that is tackling so many issues in Black America right now. I do not consider myself a Republican. I definitely am not a Democrat, but Trump woke me up. I used to be liberal. Trump woke me up to the idea.
So here's the deal. I'm gonna kind of say, yeah, you're full of it. You've definitely pushed it. You're a conservative, darling. You know what? Hold on. Because she's like, oh, I'm definitely not a Republican. She's like, I'm definitely not a Democrat. But that's the thing. You're a chick. You're adaptable, and that's what she's been doing this entire time. And to an extent, I respect this damn hustle. Okay? The damn social autopsy thing, the way she responded to the social autopsy thing, freaking sucked. Didn't like it. And honestly, but she is being spot on in this. And I'm a person that's fair. So I can't sit here and let my bias be like, oh, Candace Owens sucks. Nah, she's right. She's 100% correct. And when it comes to, you got the numbers on Black unemployment. You got the opportunity zones thing. You have him really, I can't remember whose house it was. I think it was Hurricane Jack Thompson or something like that. I think he pardoned him. He's done the First Step Act. He's really, one of the most, and I've said this in another video before, when it comes to President Trump. He sat there and said, hey, NFL players, instead of kneeling, bring me names. I'll get people out of jail. I'll have my lawyers look into it. He and no one brought him names. And that was, like, for me, like, just, it's nonsense. Like, hold up, somebody's on some BS, you know? And so, she isn't wrong in where she is at, just how she got there is something to be contentious about.
That we're being manipulated by the word racism every 4 years.
So wait.
Every 4 years. They call everybody racist.
All right. We're gonna get into this because what I'm concerned about is
every 4 years, dollar. It's been literally like every 15 minutes.
How is that any different than the fear that Trump has created in poor whites? The fear that Trump has lifted in poor whites, that black people and poor urban people are their problem.
Right.
But that's the thing. What are you talking about, though? Because he was like, oh, yeah, black people and poor. Like, deal is that when it comes to the stats, they aren't wrong. And they're right there with them. That's the thing. There is, we in this together, man. Whether you realize it or not, go through your urban communities. They are black, they are white, they are brown. There's, like, everybody's there. Everybody in it together. So that, and the president has nothing to do with that. Like, oh yeah, it's giving them license. Nah, bro. Like, that's the thing. It's a thing called personal responsibility. And this is and I think this is one of the bigger problems with group and identity politics, is that it really does try to abdicate people of their own personal choices that they make. You know, like, oh, it's the group, it has to be the group. It's bullshit.
Trump ever say that? That's a fallacy. When did Trump ever say black people are the problem?
Make America great again. That's what.
Okay, and you hear this nonsense, right? What's wrong with that? Are you not an American? Because that's a problem that I've been seeing for a while now, is that you got all these black and brown people who aren't like Americans. They're like, oh yeah, they immigrated here, or their parents immigrated here, or they're like their first gen, and they're sitting here talking about, oh yeah, well, America sucks. When was America? Like, bro, you just got here. Fall the fuck back. Like, that's my whole thing. Like, if this man wants to use that to rally the nation together, guess what, dipshit? That's what we do. Who the fuck are you to come here and start shit? Like, seriously, like, think about it, because he's like, make America great again. That's racist. That's, bruh, nah, my G. Nah. Wow, you just pissed me off with that. I don't know who you is, but, like, you bootleg Brian McKnight looking ass. Like, come on, man. Come on.
He said it.
Guys,
but I'm not on the panel.
That was Ronald Reagan's slogan. Was that
You're not on the panel, so shut the fuck up.
This is when Ronald Reagan had it as a slogan?
Yes, what time?
It was.
Yes, let me ask you.
So that slogan is racist.
Please answer this. I have a question.
Wait. Tim,
please just allow me just one outburst. Please. I have a question.
This is about to be sad and embarrassing.
You say make America great again. Which period are we talking about? The period when women couldn't vote? The period when
I'd go late 70s, or like, you know, like after the riots had, what's the name, had like calmed down. I can only really speak for the area I'm from, but, you know, like late 70s to the 80s, you know, there was that transition as feminism was, you know, doing its thing. Capitalism was taking hold. There was a lot of there's a lot of transitions. A lot of people came up. A lot of people went down. You know, it is what it is. But this country, honestly, man, we've been pretty rocking this entire time. Shoot.
We're hanging from trees.
I'll answer.
Like the crack era. Which period in America?
But that's the thing. You're like speaking of one portion of America, and that's Black America. But the country as a whole, I mean, it's here. It's going to be here. It's older than us. It'll be here, and prayerfully, it's here after we're gone. But this is the homeland. This is where, like, yo, like after the people were taken, were sent off and dropped off here to bust their ass for a few generations. Boom, like, oh my goodness, we got to where we're at now, and instead of being appreciative of it, T.I. is just full of malice because of shit that didn't even happen to him. There's this scene in the Boondocks where Huey goes, "Granddad, look, it's really starting to feel Like there's you got a whole generation that takes credit or takes account for what happened to a few people.
You're trying to make America like
so I actually think that I would totally rock a hat right now that said "Make Black America Great Again" because Black America.
Make America.
Before,
We're talking about Make America. That wasn't the question.
I am answering your question.
Period was America great that we're trying to replicate?
I already gave you a pretty good what's the name? 70s, the hippie dippy love. Everybody was cool. People were starting to come around to things. Like we started to expand, and we went a little too damn far with this alphabet nonsense.
Which era was it? Tell me.
I think I'll answer your question.
Okay, yeah, because I'm still waiting, Candace.
I'm ready to answer your question.
Which era was it?
What?
Which era was so great?
Here's the thing that you guys are forgetting. America was actually one of the slavery was all over the world. All over the world. America was. I'm not saying it's okay. So why are you saying oh?
Hey man.
America was one of the first.
And that's the thing. See, you ain't ready for him. Like you ain't ready for it. This is where they can sit there and cajole upon her.
I want to like you so bad.
I'm trying to answer your question.
Smart. I want to like you so much.
I can't answer the question.
I want to hear you. I want to be able.
You're like, I want to like you so much because you're so smart. But yeah, sweet. Like I mean, like I see, like you can't sit there and go to an answer. He asks you a direct question. Give him a direct answer.
Hear them. I want to be able to hear them.
If you can't answer the question and you're just gonna boo when I say slavery was all over the world, which is a fact, why are you booing a fact?
Because the deal is that slavery still exists to this very second. It's taking place in Libya. So if you want to go fight the shit, go on over there, because that's where it's happening. Here, we done already knocked the shit out. In a lot of ways. America knocked slavery right on out the park. It was ugly. It's been ugly. It continues to be ugly. But damn it, hey, as far as the place imploding upon itself, we got more than enough law enforcement to make sure that it doesn't happen.
You're making light of.
No, I'm not.
You're making light of the enslavement of people that look like us. You can't.
That's taking place at this moment in Libya, my G. So what are you on?
Light of that. That ain't nothing you breeze over.
I haven't even finished the sentence. How am I making light of anything?
You started with some bullshit.
Okay.
Come on, man. That's the thing. Like, instead of just going directly at him with an answer, this is where you falter, Candace. Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness. She got her soul's goods. Oh, my goodness. You sat there and said some bull. He cussed and said it was some bullshit. My goodness. T.I. just sitting here ripping on Candace. Oh, my goodness. Nah, this is just the soft-brained mushing together. Soft-brained. Okay? So, with that being said, yeah, I can't sit there and be like, oh, yeah, I'm so intelligent, and then say brain-did. What's wrong with me? Anyway, so that's, I guess, the confrontation that, people were talking about. With that being said, I want to bring this one to an end. All the internet stuff. If you liked it, toss it a like. Dislike, go ahead, do that too. I'm not scared of your sub. If you enjoy my fantastic voice and you want to get videos like this every single day, share, because sharing is caring. And YouTube and bitch, you don't like me like that. And speak. What did you think? Okay, like, what did you think of it? Like, what did you think of Candace? What do you think of T.I.? Tamika Mallory should probably just sit her ass down. Go get pregnant someplace, man. Go make a person and look after that person. That's your job in this life. Oh, like you add nothing to conversation. Like, I'm sorry, you add nothing to conversation. If anything, your presence here, Tamika Mallory, should probably take it that like really actually, what's the name? Should discredit this entire event. To be real, because like you're so sloppy. It is what it is. But anyways, let me know what you think in the comments. Until the next one. All right. Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, we're good.